Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to Fantasy Football Futures, our Pickem episode. This is where we just go over each game, give our little thoughts and everything, and then provide our locks, our favorites, and our dogs for the week. Not been so great for us still. Hoping to turn around. Can't get any worse, honestly. We're both. I think I'm maybe 1-5 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
1-6.
Last 2 weeks, I'm 0-6.
Yeah, not great for the squad. Not looking great. So definitely something to keep their eye out for. But other than that, let's go ahead and jump in. Just go over a little preview of each matchup, give our thoughts, and then our picks, and then we'll save our favorites, locks, and dog picks for the end of the show. So go ahead and start it on up.
All right, so the first game, we got Jacksonville Jaguars at the Colts. Colts are favored by 10, over under 47.5.
And it's in Indianapolis?
It's in Indianapolis, minus 10. I like the Colts minus 10 here, but I'm actually not going to touch that. I'm actually going to go with the under here. I think that Jaguars defense has gone a little bit better, and so has the Colts. Both offenses, yeah, they have some good running backs, but they're not very dynamic. So I like the under here at 47.5.
And it's just minus 10?
Minus 10, yes.
See, here I feel like this is a bounce-back performance where the Jags come off a huge bye and throw up a dud type of performance, so I would like the Colts here at minus 10. But really, like I said, this game's hard to touch just because you never know what Jaguars team you're going to get. Is Trevor Lawrence going to come out and throw 14 picks, or is he going to come out and the defense kind of take over the game? I would actually take Colts here minus 10 if I were to bet, just because I feel like Colts are playing really well. Jonathan Taylor's running the football very well. And Jaguars' offense isn't as dynamic as what we saw with the Jets last week and what they did, but to me, I feel like 10-point favorites. I feel like it's a backdoor cover waiting to happen. Just Jaguars scoring late, doing something, but I think Trevor Lawrence is dinged up, and James Robinson's still not 100%, so that takes a lot of play. So I like Colts here minus 10.
Yep, that's what I kind of go with here. I think the Colts offense is looking better too, because especially what they did to the Jets, who've actually stopped a lot of people. But yeah, I just like the under in that game. I just don't think the Jaguars are going to score a lot of points.
No,
I think the Colts aren't going to score for 45 again, so it's going to be a little bit less. So I do like the under. Next one, we got Lions at the Steelers. Steelers minus 8, over under 42.5.
Come crazy here. I think this might be where the Lions get their first win.
You know how many times I've said that this year?
I don't think so. It could, they could. I think they can cover. It depends. We've seen the Lions come out great, and then we've seen them play terrible. We like the Eagles, where I thought they were clearly going to win that game. Oh, just lay an egg. What, they lose 45-0?
Yep.
That was awesome. Super fun game that week. To me, I just feel like the Eagles played well. They lost to the Chargers by field goal last week. Why am I talking about the Eagles? The Steelers played well in the first half on Monday night. The only thing you kind of got to worry about is a short week, and the Lions are coming off a bye. So I think you take Lions plus 8 here. They're not going to win. I don't think they win, but I think they can cover because they're coming off a bye, and the Steelers are coming off that short week.
Yep, I think so too. That's actually what I'm going with. I like the Lions plus 8 here. I think they're not as bad as they've been playing, but they've been playing pretty bad. But I'm not going Lions, my dog here, but I do like the plus 8. That's a touchdown. I think the Steelers might even win this by a touchdown or so, but that's only 7.
That's what I'm thinking.
And so I like Steelers plus 8 here. Also, I like the over 42.5. You get maybe a deep ball here and there. So I like the over at 42.5.
Yeah, that's what should be close.
Next game, I got the Bucks minus 9 at the football team. Over under 51.
I think you take Bucks minus 9. Going into Washington, I know Washington, they're both coming off bye weeks. So, to me, you're really not losing a whole lot either way. It's kind of pushing it. You just look at the defensive front. They're going to be able to hold Gibson and their front to to not a lot of rushing yards, not be able to move the ball a lot through the ground. You're going to rely a lot on Heineke to throw the football. Mm-hmm. Although we did see last year Heineke put up his best performance against the Bucs in the playoffs, but to me, I think you're looking at the Bucs coming out off a bye, too much time for Brady, and they're going to come out firing. I think they win this game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one. I like Bucs -9.
I kind of don't hate the over, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. It's just kind of like in the back of my head, I'm just like, this seems like an easy pick, and those are the picks that get you. Like the football team somehow hangs around, and Taylor Heineke looks like an all-star, and just...
I feel like him and McLaurin will have stupid numbers this week.
Yeah, I see that, but I can't think... I got to go with the right pick on the Bucs -9. That's the right pick.
I think we'll see him. He makes some really bad throws.
Yes.
And I think we'll see that again this week. But I like you said, Bucs here -9 to go in. They're both to me what it comes down to. They're both off a bye, and who do you take on a bye week? I think you take Tom Brady and the Bucs.
The good team.
Anytime over the football team. I think this is only close because it's in Washington.
Yep, I like that. So I'm gonna stick with the Bucs. Next game, Bills at the Jets. Bills -11, over under 47.5.
This game to me is just. I could see the Bills winning by 2 touchdowns. I think they will win by 2 touchdowns, but betting wise, you're looking at what the Jets have done the last 2 weeks with Mike White and their backup quarterback Josh Johnson last week, or Josh Jackson. No, Josh Johnson. I don't remember. I don't know. This game, I love the Bills, and I think they come back, so I'm taking Bills -11 here.
I'm taking Jets +11. I know I took Jets last Thursday, and they were on the 5-yard line about to cover, and when he threw an interception, Josh Johnson did. But with Mike White in there, that offense looks kind of like it's going. I think I can see this kind of going how the Titans did the Bills, just kind of ran on them. Mm-hmm. I know we had Michael Carter maybe not having the best game. I think the Jets can put enough points up, and their defense stop the Bills just enough to cover this game. I think the Bills win. I don't think there's any question about that, but I think the Jets do cover this game.
That's right. What's the over-under for this one?
47.5.
I feel like you can almost sprinkle some on the over there, too. I feel like the Bills are going to score.
The Jets did put 30 up against the Colts with their third.
You're just looking at it. To me, it comes down to the Bills, what happened last week against the Jaguars. Yep. They need to prove that they're not that team. They scored 6 points against the Jaguars defense. That wasn't great. So I expect them to come out firing and just to put the whooping on the Jets. But I could see the backdoor cover. The Jets offense, they have looked better. They play smarter, I feel like, with Mike White than what they've done with Zach Wilson. Quick dump offs, getting the ball out quick, move it around, utilizing the run game more, and not just trying to let the rookie throw the ball all over the field. So I can see them sneaking covering it, but I like the Bills here to come in and kind of try to do a make-up for what happened last week.
Gotcha. So the next game is actually going to be my lock, but I'll go over it and see if you have anything in this. Falcons at the Cowboys. Cowboys -8, over under 54.5.
This one I feel like you're looking at what the Cowboys at home lost. The score was 30-14, 30-16. In reality, it was 30-0. They didn't do anything. This game, I feel like it's Cowboys' best offense. They're the best offense in the league, I think, outside of the Bucs. And they can put up points, and they can put them up quick. It's a tough one for me. I think Falcons have looked good, but are they really that good? Who have they played the last couple weeks? I know it was Dolphins, Jaguars.
They beat the Saints last week.
They did beat the Saints, which no Jameis.
Yep.
That's different. I don't know here. This game's tough. It's 8, and then what's the over-under? 50?
54.5. Highest, I believe.
It's very high this week.
Yep.
I feel like you take the Falcons to cover +8 here.
Think so? Okay.
And your lock was what?
I'll say it at the end. And then the next the next one, Browns at the Patriots. Patriots -2.5, over under 46. This is my favorite. I'm going Patriots -2.5 over the Chubless Browns.
Yeah, The Chubless Browns, yeah. Dearness Johnson, though, he came in looking like a player last time.
I think he'll do good, but I think that Patriots at home, they're looking really good. They're on a hot streak right now. I believe the Patriots cover. They win this game, take another step, and it's my favorite, but I'm 0-6 past 2 weeks, so there's a good chance Browns come in and win this game.
100%. I think last week was a statement game for the Browns. It was, we don't need Odell, we're better. Odell doesn't make our team kind of performance. This game, to me, I feel like it's kind of a pick 'em one. What plays a bigger role here is you're looking at the Browns going into Gillette Stadium. It is a noon game, though, which is I feel like benefits the Browns because it's not a late night cold game in Gillette. All eyes on them. I don't. This game. See, I want to say Patriots, but I feel like the Browns come in and pull up an upset here. But I could also see Mac Jones and the Patriots holding the game, holding it down. So
that's probably a good bet.
Yeah. So I'll take Browns here as my dog pick. Then
your dog pick? Okay.
No,
just Browns plus 2.5.
Just Browns.
All right. Next game, you got the Saints at the Titans. Titans minus 2.5 over under 44. This is my dog pick. I'm going with the Saints upset just because this line does not make sense.
No.
Saints backup quarterback in Tennessee, but they're only down 2.5 points. Makes no sense to me. So I'm going with the Saints with the upset here.
That's what Kamara's kind of dinged up, though.
He is, and if he doesn't play, then I might change my pick.
Yeah. Is it Taysom or Simeon that's starting? Have we heard?
No.
I think they're better.
Simeon looked bad.
I know. Taysom didn't look great either, though. They came back with Simeon. To me, I just feel like a lot of people aren't Titans just aren't getting respect they deserve, and this is going to be my favorite. It's Titans minus 3 at home. I think they beat up a Saints team that they know they should. So I like the Titans here in this game.
Which makes me think that it's going to be a close game and the Saints could cover and win. The over and under is set at 44. So that's a very weird for a Titans team that usually they're part of the bigger high. So
that's what
something's telling me the Saints. That's what's happening.
And that's what I feel like we see this each week with the Titans. Yeah. I think a lot of it is because they don't have Derrick Henry anymore, and I think they're not looking at the Titans being. We've seen the Titans defense dominate the last 2 weeks, which is. I'll be the first to say they looked terrible first week.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought they were going to be done. I thought they were a joke. But I think their defense is a lot better than what we think, and they're going to. That Simmons guy, their D tackle, is a problem.
Yep, he's good.
He is a stud. So I like Titans at home minus 3. That's my favorite for the week.
Okay. And then next, so I'll be honest with you, this board was tough.
I think it is too. There's a lot of flip-flop games here, and then there's some spreads that you're just like you're not going to touch. So, it's tough all around.
Actually, you know what? Saints, not my dog anymore. I'm just taking plus 2.5. I don't think that's gonna be. Just because I don't want that to change that, because if Kamara doesn't play, I do really like the Titans.
That's tough, yeah.
So I'm just gonna go Saints plus 2.5. Not gonna take them as my dog. And so next game we have Vikings at the Chargers. Chargers minus 3 over under 53.
This game's weird to
me.
I
love the over this game.
We agree. I agree with that. Over, I think it's a must hit. To me, this is a weird game where the Vikings can win. They go into a stadium where they a game they should not win, but they're in every game they lose. It always comes down to like the last possessions. We saw. How much can we trust the Vikings anymore at this point?
Yep.
Even the Chargers haven't looked great, but they looked a lot better here. To me, I feel like you should take Chargers minus 3, but the Vikings plus 3. It just keeps talking. That's what we need to do. So I think I'm gonna take Vikings plus 3 here.
I'm off the Vikings. I think they're done.
They're frauds.
I really love the Chargers minus 3 here. I think that The Chargers, everyone's talking like, oh, the Chargers good, or maybe they're average. Who knows? I think this is going to be a statement game for the Chargers. They're at home. They're gonna win big. I love the over -3, over 53.
Yeah, the over's definitely. I'm taking the over for a take anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
But I keep coming back to Vikings upsetting the Chargers and not making any sense for why they did that.
Yep.
We'll see. That I don't have a dog pick yet. I'm kind of waiting. This was the hardest choice I think for all week.
Yeah, I know who my dog's going to be. Next game, Panthers at the Cardinals. Cardinals -10.5, over under 44.5. I love Panthers plus 10.5.
So do I. I see this spread and I think this is way too high. This is a game where P.J. Walker comes out and does something crazy.
You have Christian McCaffrey on the other side. He can do anything. Cardinals are hurt. I know James Conner had that big game. I don't think he's scoring 3 touchdowns again.
I think Eno Benjamin has a huge game for him.
Yeah, you think so? I honestly could. I love Panthers 10.5 here.
I do too. I feel like this is a bounce back game for the Panthers in general. The offense is they're not going to look great, but they're going to look a lot better. Cardinals defense is not as good as what I think we think they are. Mm-hmm. They're very good, I think, but they're not as great as what the spread is saying. Yep. Like we've seen teams run all over them, and for example, Jaguars, they could not stop James Robinson. McCaffrey's back, second week back. I think they're going to get him involved a lot more, especially with P.J. Walker being his first start. And I think P.J. Walker can do some things with his legs that Sam Darnold couldn't. And they're going to develop plays, quick hitters to DJ Moore, McCaffrey, and you might see Terrence Marshall get involved more. Mm-hmm. Robbie Anderson, maybe. Who knows what he's going to do. But I like it too. I like plus 10.5 here, Panthers against Cardinals.
So Cardinals going to win by 30.
Yep. Pretty much how it's been going this year for us.
So, next game, Eagles at the Broncos. Eagles plus 2.5, or Broncos -2.5, over under 45.5. Kind of gave it away. This is my dog pick. I'm going Eagles here.
You're taking the Eagles?
I'm taking the Eagles this week at the Broncos. I think the Broncos can win, but I just don't think they're that good. Only getting 2.5 points at home. I think the Eagles kind of had a better week last week. They didn't. Who they play last week? The Chargers. And so I think the Eagles show that they can score a little bit of points. The Broncos, I think what's happening is you saw them really beat the Cowboys. You're like, oh, Broncos are kind of on a hot streak. Nope, they're not that good. I think the Eagles come back. Broncos had a big win. It's kind of a letdown spot. Eagles.
See, I think these two teams you've been on the wrong side of all year. Outside of the Broncos, the first 3 weeks you were great.
I was all on the Broncos.
And then they've been whatever. Eagles, I feel like we always think they're going to do something, and then they don't.
Then the Lions.
The Lions as well. Here, I'm just going to take a smart pick. I'm taking Broncos -2.5. The run game is going to be tough. Jalen Hurts, to me, is not a great quarterback. But it also could have been just a fluke with the Broncos saying we don't need Von Miller. Or because I heard a crazy story that he was Venmo requesting people about his Halloween party and all this stuff. So that's something to keep an eye out for. But I think Broncos at home is what makes the difference here. I'll take a -2.5.
Okay. Over under 45.5. Touching, not touching.
I don't think so. You don't know what Jalen Hurts is going to happen each week.
Seahawks at the Packers. Packers -3. Over under 49. I'll give my intake on this. I think if I would get the Packers -3 right now, because if you do, when Rodgers is officially starting,
Russ is back.
I still like Packers -3, just because I know Russ is back, but it's his first game back. Going to be a little, still not going to be. You can do the fake practice all you want. He's not been in game. He gets that finger hit once.
Yeah.
Like what's going to really happen? So.
To me,
I like Packers -3 here.
What's the over under?
49.
I kind of don't hate that over.
Yeah.
So that's what I would take for this game. But Packers to me are a much better team than the Seahawks. I think Russ coming back. Yes, it helps. But like you said, you get Rodgers back after a week off. Davonte Adams will look good. Finally, kind of what we've been known to see. It just comes down to who can guard Davonte Adams for him. Lazard's kind of stepped up. MVS has kind of stepped up. A.J. Dillon's been a problem. Seahawks haven't been great against the run. I like Packers here -3 too. At home in Lambeau, I think it's going to be too much for Seattle. Seahawks to me just aren't a great team in general.
Yep. I like that. Next, we got Chiefs at the Raiders. Raiders +2.5, over under 51.5. I
hate this
from
game.
what I've seen, I'm going under. Chiefs aren't scoring a lot. Raiders aren't really scoring a whole lot. I would like the under at 51.5. But I'm also taking the Raiders +2.5. Until the Chiefs do something else, I like them not covering. I like them losing this game because it's very close. So I like Raiders +2.5. Sprinkle on the money line.
That's what Raiders and Chiefs are. I feel like two teams you can't really figure out right now. Raiders put up great weeks, and then they just don't do anything. You're like, what the hell's going on? Like, Derek Carr can be a top 5 quarterback and then be a guy that you don't think should be re-signed for starting quarterback in the league. So it's always back and forth with me here. This game's tough. I think Josh Jacobs performs well. It's just the Chiefs. I continue to think they're going to be back. And it just takes 1 week to come back. I think the Chiefs go in and beat the Raiders here this week. -2.5 is what I'll take for the Chiefs.
Okay.
The over-under I think is weird. I think it's a close game. It might be like a 3-point game or like the Chiefs score a late touchdown to stay up, and that's pretty much what's going to happen.
I can see that. That's why I think because if the Chiefs win, I think the under hits because their defense was able to stop the Raiders and they get like that last-second touchdown. Yeah. So my first pick is the under here, but I do like the Raiders +2.5.
Yeah, so Chiefs here for me.
Okay, and then Monday night. This one's a little weird one because this line makes no sense.
-4?
Rams -3.5 at the 49ers, over under 49.
I like the Rams -3.5. I think it's because of what happened last week.
Yep. I think what you need to do is just go with the right pick here, and there's the Rams -3.5.
I like Kyle Shanahan. I like the 49ers offense. I feel like they're kind of getting in a rhythm and everything. But Jimmy G...
They had a really disappointment game last week when they played against the Cardinals without Murray, Hopkins. You're just like, 49ers might be able to sneak a win. Got blown out by the Cardinals.
To me, I just feel like Rams coming off of what they did last week, and I think they're getting Von Miller this week, which helps everything. Donald Miller, this Rams defense is going to be too much for the 49ers. I love the Rams. It's -3.5 now.
Yep.
Love the Rams -3.5.
Gotcha. Okay, and so we'll start with, I'm going to go over my lock, and my lock was in the Falcons-Cowboys game. Cowboys -8. Going to have a big comeback week. I think they're going to score a shit ton of points. I love the Cowboys -8 here.
Okay. My lock, I don't have a lock right now. This is a tough week.
It's a tough board.
Actually, you know what? My lock's going to be Titans -3. That's going to be my lock this week. Titans -3 at home against the Saints team, hoping Kamara doesn't play.
Okay. So my favorite was the Patriots -2.5. My dog was the Eagles at the Broncos, and my lock is Cowboys -8 against the Falcons.
I shouldn't do this, but my dog's going to be the Vikings money line. This game, this game makes no sense to me. I don't know. These teams are so confusing to me. I don't know what happens.
This whole board was confusing.
I'm taking Vikings here as my dog. Maybe I think I respect the Vikings too much because of what they have on their team. And you think, there's no way you can let Dalvin Cook, Thielen, and Justin Jefferson. You can't have those three guys on offense and be bad.
Yep.
Right? So I think that's what they're going to come out and win this game. It's a game you don't think they will win, and I think they do come out and win it. So that's my dog. My lock was the Titans -3. My dog is the Vikings. My favorite for this week is going to be... I'm going to take Packers.
Packers, okay. You know what's weird I just noticed? Besides that Monday night game, there's not a game with the spread between 3.5 and 7. It's either 2.5, very close, and 3, or it's 8, 9, 10. Nothing in between. Yeah, I think that's what's confusing because you don't see those touchdown numbers.
Yeah, to me it's a tough week all around, but yeah. So one more time, my favorite is the The Packers -3.5. The Vikings as my dog money line, take them straight up. And then this week is going to be my favorite with the Titans at -3.
That's your lock.
My lock at Titans -3. You want to say yours one more time?
Yep. So my favorite was Patriots -2.5. My dog was the Eagles at the Broncos. Then my lock is Cowboys -8 against the Falcons.
All right, that rounds out our Pickem episode, our little matchup rundown. Kind of a big week here. Let's hopefully our bets kind of turn it over. We start winning some more.
0-6 last 2 weeks.
I'm like freaking 2-47 on the year. I feel like, so it's not great. But yeah, so if you're check us out on all our social media stuff: YouTube, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anything there. If you're on want to watch video, YouTube, go subscribe for us. It'd be great. But other than that, everybody have a great week 10, and hopefully fantasy and bets go well. So we'll catch you on week 11. Booms or bust. Deuces.
See ya.